Good morning, student. Welcome to the sixth unit of mobile application and development, that is security and application deployment. Now, in this unit, let's start with discussing location-based services in Android mobile system. So, first of all, what is location object? So, the location object signifies a geographic location which can consist of latitude, longitude, and timestamp. Also, it consists other information such as altitude, bearing, and velocity. So there are some important methods also that we can use with the location object to get the location specific information. For example, Google Map in our Android mobile phone, which shows latitude and longitude of particular location that we have selected, and other information such as altitude and velocity of that particular location. So let's see what are the different methods that we can use with the location object to get location specific information. So the first method is float distance to, that is location destination. So as we have as you have seen in the Google Map, there we have to set our current location and destination location. Also we have to set whether we have to ride bicycle or four-wheeler or two-wheeler, and depending on that they show us a shortest distance between the source and destination location. So the first method, float distance to location destination, returns the approximate distance in meters between this location and the given location. Now you know that Google Map gives an approximate distance in meter between the source location and destination location. Then float get accuracy. So this method get the estimated accuracy of this location in meters. After that, double get altitude. Now here are float, int, double. These are the data types that given as a prefix to this method. So double get altitude method, get the altitude if available, that means it gives above sea level in meters. As we know that there are some places, some cities which shows uh, in news also the sea level is given there. After that, float get bearing method. So get the bearing in degrees. After that, latitude is also given in degrees by using double get latitude method. Then double get longitude method, like bearing and latitude. Longitude is also given in degrees. Now we know that latitude and longitudes are always given in degree. After that, float get speed method. So get the speed if it is available in meters or in meters per second over ground. So as in Google Map, generally along with the distance between source and destination location, they also give estimated time that we require to get there, like 2 hours or 30 minutes and so on. After that, Boolean has accuracy method. It is true if this location has an accuracy. Then Boolean has altitude. If location has an altitude, then again the Boolean value is true. So Boolean has only two values, true and false. So if location has accuracy, if location has an altitude, and also if location has bearing and the speed, that time the Boolean value will be true. Otherwise, it is set to false. Then void reset. Now this reset method clears the contents of the location. Now in Google Map, there is an option to reset the location. That means there we can set new location also. Then void set accuracy. Parameter is float accuracy. So it sets the estimated accuracy of this location in meters. After that, void set altitude, and the parameter is double altitude. So set the altitude in meters above sea level. After that, the next method is that void set bearing. Parameter is float bearing. Now, as we have discussed in the previous methods, that bearing, latitude, longitude, these all are given in degrees, and that's why by using void set bearing, void set latitude, and void set longitude, we can set our this bearing, latitude, and longitude in degrees. Then void set speed, we can also set the speed. The data type is float in the meter per second over ground. So as we have seen here, the distance is given in the meter per second over ground by using get speed. So to set that speed in meter per second, we can use void set speed method. And the next one is string to string method, which returns a string containing concise human readable description of this object. It means that when we select the source and destination, along with the distance between the source and destination location, along with the estimated time that we get to reach there, it gives us a human readable description about this location also. And that is a string to string method, which returns a string containing a concise human readable description of this object. So these are the 19 important methods which are related to the location based service, and by using this method we can use the location object to get the exact location. After that, we have Android Google Map application. So Android Google Map is very popular, and I think everyone knows about the Android Google Map. So Android provides facility to use and integrate Google Map in our application. So it navigate location direction, display your current location. It provides you to search location and etc. So you can show any location on the map, or you can show different routes on the map, etc. And you can also customize the map according to your choices. So this is about the Android Google Map. Now let's see the different types of Google Maps which are available. So there are 4 different types of Google Maps. First one is normal, second one is hybrid, third satellite, fourth terrain, and fifth one is none. So let's discuss all these 5 types one by one. So normal, this type of Google Map displays typical road map, natural features like river, and some features built by humans. So when you use Google Map, when you zoom out or sometimes without zooming out, you can see the rivers, typical road maps, and other buildings, or other some location marks between the source and destination location in the Google Map. So these all comes under the normal type of Google Map. After that, hybrid Google Map. So this type of map displays satellite photograph data with typical road map, and it also displays road and feature labels. So when your Google Map shows you satellite photographs and with typical road maps and other feature labels, that time it is a hybrid type of Google Map. Then satellite type. Satellite type also displays satellite photographs data, but difference is that it does not display road and feature labels. As in hybrid, it shows satellite photograph along with the typical road map. But in satellite type of Google Map, it only shows satellite photographs, not road maps. Then terrain. So this type of Google Map display photographic data. This contain contour lines, colors, and labels and perspective shading. So such type of data comes under the terrain type of Google Map. And the last one is the none. So this none type of Google Map displays an empty grid with no tiles loaded. It only shows a empty map. So when it shows empty map with empty grid with no tiles loaded, that means it is a none type of Google Map. So these are the basic 5 types of Google Map. So let's see the syntax for for creating such type of Google Map. So first one is that Google Map, then set map type. Here we use set method to set map type. Google Map dot map underscore type underscore normal. So this is the syntax for setting normal type of Google Map. There is no syntax for none type of Google Map, as it only shows empty grid. Then again next, same thing syntax is used. Only difference is that type underscore hybrid. Here hybrid word is used instead of normal. Then again Google Map dot set map type, Google Map dot map underscore type underscore satellite. So only by using this word, that is type underscore satellite, we can set the satellite type of Google Map. And likewise by using the word only terrain, we can set the terrain type of Google Map. So this is the syntax of different types of Google Map. Now let's discuss the different methods of Google Map. First one is the add circle, and parameter is circle option. So this method add circles to the map. Likewise circles, by using add polygon method, we can add polygons to the map. Now we know that polygon which has 4 sides called as polygon. Then add tile overlay. Parameter is tile overlay option. So this method add tiles overlay to the map. Then animate camera. Parameter is camera update. So by using this method, we can move the map according to the update with an animation. Now we have hands-on on this, so we can move our map according to our requirement and according to the update with an animation. Then clear method. This method removes everything from the map. Likewise, in location-based service, there is a reset method to reset the location, that is source and destination location. Here we have a clear method which removes everything from the map. Then get my location method. This method returns the current display user location. Now in our Google Map, there is first option like set your current location or my location, and below that there is a destination location. Then move camera method, parameter is again camera update. So this method repositions the camera according to the instructions defined in the update. Then set traffic enabled. Parameter is boolean enabled, that means whether true or false. So this method toggles the traffic layer on or off. We know that toggle, we have seen toggle in the 5th unit, which changes states from on state to off state or vice versa. So this set traffic enable method allows us to toggle the traffic layer on or off. Then snapshot method. which has a parameters like Google Map dot snapshot ready callback. This method takes a snapshot of the map, then stop animation method. This method stops the camera animation if there is one in progress. So these are the 10 methods related to the Google Map, Android Google Map. Now the next topic that we have in this unit is the zoom control. So in Android, zoom controls class used for zooming and return callback to register for events. Now we know that what is zoom out and zoom in. So zoom out controls has two buttons like zoom in and zoom out, which are used to control the zooming functionality. And we have zooming functionality each and every app. So this zoom control has two buttons like zoom in and zoom out. So let's see the zoom control code in XML file. So for that, to set or to create a zoom control, as usual, we have to set first Android ID, which is a unique identification given to the zoom control. So @ plus ID, this is the syntax for assigning ID / simple zoom control. Now we know that how to set ID. Just drag and drop any widget that you want in your layout. Then after that, click on this, open your properties, and in the properties, open ID and name your ID as I have named here as simple zoom control. Then now these are the again a very well-known syntax: Android layout width, Android layout height, and it is wrap content. So this is the code for the zoom control in the XML file. That means your Android underscore manifest.xml file. Now important methods of zoom control. So there are some common methods which are used to configure zoom controls in our application. First one is the hide method and second one is the show method. So first hide method, this method is used to hide the zoom controls from the screen. When you want to hide zoom controls from your screen, that time we have to use hide method. And in some cases, we need to hide the zoom controls from the screen. So that we use this function. Then second one is the show method. So this method is used to show the zoom controls which we hide from the screen by using hide method. So to hide the zoom controls, we use hide method, and to display hide zoom controls, we use show method. So these are the only two important methods of the zoom control that we have in Android operating system. So we have seen three important topics. First one is the location based service, then the Android Google Map, and after that zoom control. So now the next topic is that Android security model. So as the name of 6th unit is security and application deployment. So our next topic of discussion is Android security model. So Android security model includes total 5 points. Like first one is the design review, second one is the penetration testing and code review, third one is open source and community review, then incident response, fifth one is monthly security updates, which has two subpoints like platform security application and using permission. So let's discuss these all 5 types one by one. So first one is the design review Android security model. So Android security process focuses in the development life cycle with the formation of configurable security models and design. So the future of the platform is reviewed by engineering and security resources with suitable security controls combined into the architecture of the system. After that, penetration testing and code review. In development of the platform, Android created and open source mechanism are subject to dynamic security reviews. These reviews are performed by the Google's Information Security Engineering team, Android security team, and independent security consultant. So the main aim of these reviews is to identify weaknesses and possible vulnerabilities well before major release and to stimulate the types of analysis that are performed by the external security experts upon release. It is hard to understand, but once you revise it one or two times, you will get what is the Android security model. So first we have seen design review, and second one is the penetration testing and the code review model. Then third one is the open source and community review. So AOSP enable broad security review by an interested party and open source technologies that have undergone significant internal security reviews, such as the Linux kernel used by the Android. Then incident response. Incident response includes security issues may occur after shipping, which is why the Android project has created a comprehensive security response process to solve security issues. Android security team members monitor the Android specific and the general security community for discussion of potential vulnerabilities. And the last point in the Android security model is that monthly security updates. So in the monthly security updates, the Android security team provides monthly updates to Google Android devices and all our device manufacturing partners. So as you know that in your mobile phone, there is a monthly, weekly or yearly updates which are automatically give notification to use that your application is out of date and you should update your app. So which is comes under the monthly security updates, which has 2 points, 2 sub-points. First one is the platform security architecture and second one is the using permission. So in the platform security architecture, Android possesses to be the most safe and usable operating system for mobile platforms by repurposing traditional operating system security controls to control protection for app and user data. It means that it shows that the Android operating system is one of the most safest and usable operating system, which has some security controls like protection for app and user data, protection of system resources, including the network, and Android app isolation from the system. So to achieve these objectives, Android provide some key security features like strong security at the operating system level through the Linux kernel, mandatory app sandbox for all applications, secure inter-process communication, after that app signing, app defined and user granted permissions. So these are the key features which are provided by the platform security architecture. Now there are some other features also which we will discuss in the next lecture, along with the our second sub point is also remain, that is using permission. So the remaining security features of the platform security architecture and the second sub point, that is using permission, we will discuss in the next lecture. So now in the today's lecture, we have discussed about the location based services. We have also seen total 19 important methods which are related with the location based services. After that, we have discussed Android Google Map and the types, total 5 types we have discussed of the Android Google Map, along with the syntax, how to set these different types of Google Map, and also the related methods of the Android Google Map. After that, we have seen zoom control, which has two important methods like hide and show, and which has two buttons like zoom in and zoom out. And we have also seen the code for the XML code for the zoom control. And after that, we have discussed total 4 points, and fifth point is remain, which we will discuss in the next lecture.